Now that you have protected your Amazon bucket in video number 7, we're going to talk about in video number 8 how to transfer the files from your PC or Mac to your Amazon account. Now, before we transfer files to your Amazon S3 account, I want to show you some settings within the Cloudberry S3 Explorer program that I highly recommend. So if you go up at the top, you click on Tools, you click on Options, and what we want to do is we want to go straight to the bandwidth tab. Now, this is something that we encountered, and this is something that you might want to tweak. And this allows you to control how much of your internet connection is being used to upload your files. Now, if it is set at unlimited, obviously it will try to upload as fast as it can. But in doing so, it will actually utilize the majority of your internet connection. So if you're going to want to upload, but you also want to use the internet and you want to work on other things on your business, then you do not want to select the unlimited. Otherwise, what will happen is it will max out and then it won't allow you to actually use the internet. So what you want to do is you want to figure out how much does it normally upload max. So let's say, for example, that your internet uploads at a rate of 1,000 kilobytes per second. If that's the case, then I would highly recommend that you change the upload speed to 750. Unless, of course, you really want to get the files uploaded and you're going to walk away from the internet. So just keep that in mind, that that's something that we encountered. And if you want to use the internet, select that. Same with download speed. If your max is 1,000, you want to select something lower than that. All right. So the next thing you want to do is you want to click on S3 multi-part upload. Now, by default, what it's going to do is when you upload, say, for example, a 200 megabyte file, obviously, typically, that's going to take a lot of time. But what's nice about Cloudberry Explorer, and I know S3 Browser also does this, but what's nice about this particular program is it uploads it in chunks and parallel threads. So what that means is going to take that 200 megabyte file, let's say it's a zip file, it's going to split it up into chunks, let's say 10 different chunks, and then it's going to upload those chunks. Now, by doing so, it's going to actually speed the process up. You can also specify what file portion that you want. So obviously, the smaller the file, the more chunks that it's going to split up. So if you're uploading a 500 megabyte file and it is 10 megabytes each, that's going to be 50 files that it's going to be uploading. But it's going to be splitting it up so that it speeds up the process. Now, when it actually gets onto the S3 server, it's going to be one file. So you don't have to worry about, is it going to split it up into 50 different files and that's going to create a mess? No, it's actually doing it within the system. And then once it gets onto your S3 account, it'll just be one file. So that's not something you have to worry about. But as you can see, you can split it up between 5 megabytes and 5 gigabytes. So I would make sure that this is set. Click apply when you're ready. I'm not going to click that since I already have my settings set and we are good to go. Now we can upload the files. The left-hand side is going to be either your computer. So you're going to click on source and choose your computer. You're going to find the location of your files and that's going to be on the left-hand side. The right-hand side is going to be your Amazon S3 account. Now, you can switch them. They can be over here and there, but I like to keep it on the left. And I think from the left, I'm going to move to the right. So as you can see here, we left it off where we did earlier. And this is my account. And I am under the test domain DL bucket. And we can see these particular folders. Now, I've got an images folder. And these are images over here. And I'm going to transfer these files over to here. So you can either select them by select them individually, or if you want to highlight a certain amount, you can click the shift button and you can go from here to here. Or another thing is you can use the control or command key you can select this one, and let's say you only want this one and this one. So that's how to select the files. Now, of course, when you want to transfer them, you simply click left on your mouse and you click it. You don't let it go yet. You drag it over here and then you let it go. And then it says, do you really want to copy these files? Yes, I do. And as you can see, the process is being uploaded. So that's how fast this system is in uploading it. I'm using the multi-part upload option. And as you saw, within less than a second, we uploaded all of these images. So that's how easy it is to upload from the left to the right. Now, let's say, for example, that I want to transfer files from the actual S3 account back to my computer. By doing so, I can select a certain amount here and I can move it over here and then click yes. Now, you can also change the source so that it is your website. So you could click here, you could choose your website. Obviously, you need to configure all that, but you can select that so you can transfer files from your website directly to your Amazon bucket. So that's another option that you can take. Now, obviously, there are other options within the Cloudberry system. I'm not going to go over them because you don't really need them for this purpose. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to get the URL to these files. So you're going to need the URL in order to link to them via your website. Welcome to video number 9, getting URLs to each file. Okay, so in the previous video, we showed you how to transfer files to your Amazon S3 account. Now I want to show you how to get the URL so that you can go into your WordPress site or your HTML site and you can link the images, or you can link to your zip files or your video files or whatever files that you might have just uploaded. To do so, it's super easy to do. All you have to do is inside of the folder that you just uploaded to in your Amazon S3 account, click on that, or you can click on a bunch at a time. You can do that as well. But once you have decided to click on those, you right click and then you go to web URL. So you click that and it's going to give you a list of all the URLs. Now you can just click copy to clipboard. And if I open it up in a notepad, let's say for example, I can paste them in here. So that's a nice thing about the Cloudberry is it allows you to select all the URLs at one given time. Now, another thing I can do is of course select the individual URL, click on web URL, and then copy to clipboard. Or I can open the link right here. But as you know, with the access policy that we created in the previous videos, this will not work because it'll only work if it detects if it is coming from a specific website. So I'm going to copy this to the clipboard. I'm going to go over here and I can just copy it here. And that's as simple and easy as it gets. You can take this URL, of course, you can go to your WordPress site, you can enter it into as a link. If it's a zip file, you can create a link, you create a download page using an HTML editor or WordPress, and that's how easy it is. So now that you understand how to create a bucket, how to connect everything, how to upload the files, from this point on, you're good to go. So again, congratulations for reaching the end of this video course. So as a website owner, you will face many challenges when it comes to hosting your blog, website, and online business presence. This is because you are relying purely on your web hosting company to support you. But what happens when you get bigger in terms of receiving a lot of visitors? What happens when you launch a product or service and you get a flood of traffic that will crash your web hosting server? What usually happens is that your website slows down and your user experience becomes painful and visitors just leave. Or worse, your web hosting company decides to terminate your account, and this has happened many times before, because you're just using too many server resources. Or they ask you to pay for a dedicated server, which can cost you $150 to $300 extra per month. Now, you cannot afford to lose money due to the minor oversight that you would have taken just for a few hours of your time. To prevent this from happening, you typically want to host your files on an external server. However, the problem with this is that those costs will add up fast and you'll simply run into the same situation. So in other words, we recommend that you host your images, your large video files, audio files, and other files via Amazon S3. Amazon S3 allows you to host very large files and utilize their global reach and super fast speeds for a very low cost. Now, the problem with this, however, is if you try to read their technical documentation, a lot of times with Amazon's products, they are very, very powerful, but it is difficult for a layman or a newbie to understand that is just getting started. So if you don't have hours to spend wading through the text, we've decided to create a video course that will actually allow you to understand how to do all of this in less than a couple hours. Soon you will be on your way to hosting your big files and protecting them. Finally, you'll discover how to host your files with Amazon S3 without wading through complex instructions while saving tons of time starting today. This course will take you behind the scenes to help you understand how to host your files via Amazon S3 the time-saving way. Now here's a quick video overview of what's inside this video course. Video 1 is the introduction. Video 2 is calculating your costs so you know exactly what you're getting into and how much you're going to save. Video number 3, we're going to talk about what you need to get started. Number 4, we're going to talk about recommended software and why. Number 5, we're going to talk about connecting to S3 and what you need to have. Video 6, we're going to talk about buckets and folders and basically the jargon that Amazon S3 uses. Video 7, we're going to talk about how to prevent unauthorized access. And video number 8, we're going to talk about transferring files from the PC to your Amazon S3. Video number 9, we'll talk about getting URLs to each file so that you will be able to build your download pages. So go ahead and grab this video course today and access it immediately after your purchase. No waiting in line, and even if it's 4 a.m. in the morning, you'll have instant access to this course in no time at all.